now rocking with TDF everything. Spoiled rotten.
Spoiler alert.
Welcome and welcome back, everybody.
Hey.
It's me, Daniel,
And this is Ben.
on Spoiled Rotten. And today, we are spoiling Batman Ninja versus Yakuza League,
Yeah.
which I didn't have to look at to make sure I was saying right.
It's funny because you just said that before we started recording.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I definitely had to look and make sure I was saying it right.
I mean, in all fairness, I want to call it Ninja Batman because that makes much more sense to me, but they call it whatever they want to call
I
it.
gotta respect what they want to call it.
That's it.
Yeah, we're kind of just doing this. When you're listening to this, you're probably expecting us to be talking about Peacemaker, but we are doing that show in halves. So we're waiting till the halfway point. We'll do an episode, and then we'll wait until it finishes into a second episode. So just letting you know that we're doing this week, and next week will not be Peacemaker. It's not like we're going to be catching up. We've got another episode ready for you. We're recording out of order, but here we go.
That's right.
Yeah, Batman Ninja versus Yakuza League. I apologize. I didn't realize before we started that this was just a straight up sequel to
It's a sequel
Batman
to the
Ninja,
Batman Ninja, yeah.
which I saw, and my only memory of it was I really like the way that movie looks. I couldn't tell you what happened. I'm so glad that they're constantly telling you what happened in this movie.
Yes.
I don't remember that movie at all.
Yeah, the moment I turn it on, I'm like, hold up. I feel like this is a sequel. Yeah. And then lo and behold, I'm like, yeah, they're telling us about what happened in the first one. Okay, this is definitely a sequel.
And it's like a direct follow. It's literally like, hey, I went to bed and then I woke up and we're in the sequel. And I'm like, wow. So like, they really want me to know what happened last time because I don't remember.
Yeah, and like, I remember the visuals being good, but me having the same issue with that movie as this movie, and that is just straight up, I'm going to say it right now, I'm just not an anime fan. I just do not like anime. The only anime that I did like when I was a kid was Dragon Ball Z. And then I'm just like, nah, nothing after that. It doesn't vibe with me. But I still can find the things I do enjoy out of it. And I think this one had more things that I enjoyed out of it than the original Batman Ninja or Ninja Batman, whatever it was.
Yeah, spoiler alert, I like this way more than Batman Ninja. And I didn't even not like Batman Ninja, but I would say the main thing with this movie is it feels like somebody who is just celebrating stuff they like.
Yes.
And I'm like, hey man, I don't even really have to get the references. But what is very much coming across is how much you enjoy this stuff and how much you're having fun, which then makes me want to have fun. And I did have fun with this movie because I was like, yeah, man, like, go ahead, do your little karaoke moment. This is great. I'm having a good time along with you.
Yeah. There's so much elements of fun in there. I'm like, oh man, it feels like they're gonna make a Megazord or something like that.
And then
that's
just a joke that they put in there. I was like, yeah, and it's having fun. Like when Alfred does his basically Megazord presentation, and they're just like, okay, all right, bye, Alfred.
It's fun in that sense, and I'm just like, okay, this has a lot more going for it than the first Batman Ninja. So I very much like you, I like this a little bit more, but again, I'm coming at this with a strong bias of I just do not enjoy anime.
Yeah, I mean, it would be hard if you. I would say, obviously, based on your initial thoughts, I clearly like anime more than you, but I would have thought I was definitely someone who just didn't like anime, but there's movies I enjoy, but I've never been able to stick with a show.
Yeah, like this, and to me, this is like a very much like I've had many debates in my own head about why I don't like anime and all that kind of stuff, and I think I've landed on the argument that I grew up in North America in Toronto and therefore was never exposed to that style of storytelling where it's just constantly ongoing plot points just like bleed into everything else and all that kind of stuff, which is like that's very common of Eastern kind of soap operas and all that kind of stuff. And I don't vibe with that. I like when there's a Western, like, here's a thesis, this is what we're going to explore within this thesis, and then we have closure within it. I do like that a lot more from the storytelling perspective. and that's where I think I land on why I don't like anime as much. But because the issue is like I can look at this visually and I'm like, this is stunning. It's
Hmm.
so cool looking, and I'm like,
I
it
wish I saw
sucks
it in a
that I don't
theater.
like it more. Yeah.
So yeah, if people haven't watched it, I'm not going to be able to summarize the first movie. I don't remember it.
No.
But in the movie we're actually spoiling today, Robin, aka Damian Wayne,
Mhm.
wakes up and he's like, "Wait a minute, I don't have that top knot from the end of the last movie. What's
Mhm.
going on?" He goes downstairs. He talks to Bruce and Alfred are looking at the fact that there's a Yakuza tornado, which at first I was like, is that just a thing? But then the movie very quickly is like, no, everyone's like raising an eyebrow at this.
Yeah.
And it is a literal Yakuza tornado coming down. And they realize, oh shit, there's a hole in the sky and people from another world are coming. But also, more importantly, the other Justice League members are gone.
Mhm.
And they go into a new timeline.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. I don't think it's a
New.
timeline. It's just a new universe.
I just want to say
Well, he said it's not
reality.
multi. Yeah, it's reality because he said no. Everything's lined up. I looked at the multiversal thing,
Mhm.
but we'll get to what's really happening. I just wanted to find a quick way of it, but there is a very good explanation of what is going on. But we'll
Yes.
get to it while we're spoiling.
And
And
I want to add one thing to what you just said. Is very clear that it's only the Bat family that can actually see the land in the sky. Like everyone
yes,
else,
because
including
of the
Commissioner
events of the
Gordon.
first movie that I don't
Yeah,
remember.
yeah, and they gave some sort of weird sciencey explanation or attempted
Well,
pseudoscience explanation. I'm like,
what
I
they
don't
said is
care
they
about it.
switched bodies with whoever was in the universe they were currently inhabiting
Sure.
because they were like, "What Yakuza's coming out of the sky?" And Commissioner Gordon's like, "Yeah, man, like yesterday,"
Yeah.
and they're like, "What?"
Yeah, it's like
Okay,
that
so we
can't be
must have switched
normal.
bodies with somebody.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so you're right to point that out,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's just the Bat family that can see this. Everyone else is acting like this is always how life is.
Yeah, this is like the normal thing. It's like in Watchmen where there's like jellyfish falling out of the sky. Like,
Yeah.
oh, this is a thing that happens now. Except we have Japanese Yakuza falling out of the sky.
Yeah, and so they go to the other thing and realize that all the different Justice League members are part of Hagana. I can't remember what it's called now.
Well, they're
Um,
not. I mean, that's specifically referring to the Yakuza families and all that kind of stuff. But it just
but that's the
that
family name,
yeah, that is
Hagana.
the family name. But what we find out is the Justice League members are all Yakuza members of different clans and all that kind of stuff, and they've been warring
No,
in,
it's the
in
same
all of
family. They're
Japan.
just different parts of it. Wonder Woman's
Yes.
the only one who's not part of the same
Correct.
family.
Yes, yeah, Wonder
Um,
Woman's the only one opposed.
yeah, no, everyone else is just a bad guy,
Mhm.
and they get taught lies about the universe we started in,
Mhm.
which I just keep calling Gotham. Like for ease, if you're watching just the Gotham thing,
Mhm.
they keep getting told lies about that, so they think they're doing the right thing.
Mhm.
Whereas Wonder Woman seems to be the only Justice League member that's like, no, this
Yeah.
isn't how I would act. So she pretty much acts the way she would have if she stayed in the Gotham like that we started in.
Yeah, and that's which is in line with the actual Japanese Yakuza philosophies and all that kind of stuff, where it's like, hey, we don't do innocent people, we
Yeah,
just do in line with all that kind of stuff. There's honor within what we're doing and all that kind of stuff. Versus the other people, tribes or the other main tribe is not very much following those rules.
no, because of who's leading it, and we'll
Correct.
get to that when we spoil it.
Hmm.
But yes, because someone is very much interfering.
Hmm.
But yeah, that's pretty much the. Oh yeah, and then they got to fix it.
Yeah,
They got to fix it.
yeah, Batman's gotta do the thing
And
and
I
fix it.
don't remember if they were in the last ones. Obviously, Damian Wayne is in the
Hmm.
last one,
Hmm.
but Nightwing, Red Hood, and Red Robin are all like actual characters in this.
Yeah, I don't think they were as involved, and to me, I'm just like, oh, you have all those characters, but no Batgirl or Batwoman. I see how it is. It's kind
Yeah,
of
no,
rough.
well, I mean, they do keep saying Bat Family, but I was like,
Hmm.
Batgirl. If you're
She could
doing
very
her
well
in an
be
interesting
Oracle.
way, if
Yeah.
you do her as an interesting way, and specifically Batwoman,
Hmm.
wouldn't fall in line with the henchmen that the Robins would.
That's fair. That's fair.
But they do say Bat Family, so it is confusing because
Mhm.
those two people you mentioned are very much part of the Bat Family,
Yeah,
but they definitely operate way more on their own than the
true.
three that we see in this movie.
Very true.
Sorry, four.
No,
Um,
you're right to bring that up. Yeah, because it does feel like own little Yakuza clan, like whatever.
they
And
were
you're
going for
right;
like
those two would be
family,
independent.
family, because
Yeah.
the Wonder Woman was like, they're your brothers, right? Because you all look the same. I think that is more the idea there, that
Sure.
they're a very specific part or section of the Bat Family.
Hmm. Hmm.
They're definitely the family. The other people are the friends, family
Sure.
and friends types thing.
Yeah,
But
that
yeah,
makes
they
sense.
could have definitely done with it. I mean, I was just thinking, oh, I'm glad they used Jessica Cruz Green Lantern, but you're right, they still missed opportunities to have women and be involved in this.
Yeah, and that was cool for me to see Jessica Cruz Green Lantern because I actually don't know much about Jessica Cruz Green Lantern. So just seeing that was there, I'm like, oh, that's awesome. That's
Yeah.
very, very cool. But obviously, they don't call her Jessica Cruz. There's some weird
No, they call her by
Japanese.
name Jessica Cruz, but then Batman's like, well, it's not exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
But
There's like a
like
Japanese
the
equivalent or
first name
whatever
they
it
say
is.
is, oh, is that Jessica Cruz?
Yes, yes. So they're recognizing from her their own Gotham world, like you
Mm-hmm.
say, and then the Japanese Yakuza Jessica Cruz is like, no, I go by this name, and I don't remember what it is, but it's a
I
Japanese
don't
version
want
of
to
it.
say the names because
Yeah,
I feel like any way I say them, even if I nail it, it sounds like I'm being racist.
I don't. I wouldn't agree with that. Because you're trying your best to
I know,
say in a
but I'm
language that you
saying,
cannot do. But
yeah,
yeah.
I'm saying this is a um something that I would hold back on, given how um easily people mock East Asian accents. That if I were to do it, even
Sure.
in earnest, it would come off. It could come off as insensitive to people listening. I'm saying this now, so it wouldn't, but I'm just saying I'm not going to
Right.
try in
Yeah,
that
but I
sense.
feel like if that was the case, then people really haven't been listening to our other episodes and how socially aware and how much we try to
No,
give honor to those kind of things, right? So
yeah, I it
yeah.
was just a distraction I didn't want to put in there.
I mean, that's fair. It's not that I wanted to use any of the Japanese names because to me, I'm just like, I don't want to try to call Superman anything other than Superman in this whole thing.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? It's just like for the intents and purposes of the audience, it's just like, okay, we've already established the fact that these, was it four Justice League members? Yeah, four are have Japanese Yakuza equivalents in
and
this story.
it's always the Japanese version of their first
Mhm.
names. So
Yes.
not their superhero names. It's always like not a play on. It's the Japanese version of Barry, Jessica, Clark.
Yes.
Or are they saying? I can't remember if it was closer to Kal-El than Clark, but probably Clark
Maybe
and
Clark, maybe
Arthur. It's like
it would
it's
probably be
definitely
Kal-El because
yeah.
Clark is in this version they're like, oh yeah, he was raised by Japanese Yakuza and that's why he is the way he is. Kind of like how when Superman had that alternate thing where he's like, oh, he's raised in Russia.
Mm-hmm.
This is how he is, kind of deal. It's cool.
Yeah, but yeah, their names are based on. Other than I feel like they just straight up say Diana, but everyone
Mhm.
else feels like they have a Japanese name, which obviously makes sense since she didn't
Yes.
switch the way the other ones did.
Hmm. Hmm.
It's Hagane. That's the family that the bad Justice League people are part of.
Gotcha.
That they make a point of saying they reign over everybody. Everyone's a bad guy, but they reign over everyone. But then
Hmm.
you meet Wonder Woman, and you're like, feels like, as you said, she's sticking to what it should actually be, which is
Yeah,
no innocence and
yeah,
stuff like that. And
code.
I can't remember the term she kept using, but like it was like Lingyu or something like that she was to
Yeah.
uphold.
I can't remember it. I'm just gonna the thieves code or whatever it is, but
Yeah.
that is I should also mention that Aquaman has like a secret like thing. He's not officially a part of the Wonder Woman thing, which is why they fight so much, but also it's just like he's not a part of the Superman tribe. He's got his own little thing going on and it's like that was a little confusing to me to be perfectly honest. I'm
Oh.
like, why not just put him with Wonder Woman? It would have made that war between the
He
two
but
like
he is a part of the Superman thing. Very much so.
it, Is he?
He's part of the
Because
Hagana, yeah.
I thought when they like were
He
talking about
just
which families, he was like he had his own separate thing, and like he
everyone had
wasn't a
their
part.
separate thing, but then everyone
Mm.
had to merge into the Hagane if they wanted to keep succeeding.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Everyone was separate
Sure.
until they weren't. And
Right. So
then
literally it's just Wonder Woman versus
yeah, it's just Wonder
the
Woman was like, well,
men
I'm not
of the
joining that.
Justice Women. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, because Aquaman and Green Lantern work together a lot
Yes.
and talk about like, yeah, you can't just enter here without
Mm,
paying respects to the leader of the Hagane.
right. Oh yeah. You're right.
But you're right to point out that they didn't start out on the same
Hmm.
in the same families. They all had their own families, and then everybody merged.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, as I said, and Flash, I feel like first he's constantly going with the Yakuza into Gotham.
Yes.
I mean, he does it twice, so it's not constant, but he's there. The only thing I found funny about him was that he had wings on the one hat, but then he also had the wings on what would have been his cowl, and I feel like you didn't need both.
Yeah.
Feels like the
It's
hat was the best way to go.
yeah. It feels definitely very very silly to be like, oh, okay, so you're just gonna put that on the outside and the inside. Hmm.
But with I like every time that they are like revealing how Batman clearly put together how to defeat the Justice League. But I
Mhm.
like that Red Hood was the one that had the initial I'm gonna shoot him with like gases that smell like food and drinks, and that he'll just get so hungry he can't focus.
Yeah.
I thought that was a great way to start because they put him in cement at first. I'm like, oh, okay, but he could still get out of that. And then Red Hood continues, and I'm like, oh, they did think about this, and I'm
Yeah.
assuming this is like a Batman plan because he
Mhm.
at one point I don't even know if it was before that, but at one point they're all like, "This is gonna be hard." He's like, "This is gonna be the simplest thing ever. I already know how I'm gonna take these people out."
Yeah. And say, yeah, your downfall is that you're human. You're
Yeah,
fast, but you're human, so you gotta eat. And
you
that
got
makes you
it. Yeah. But
predictable.
also, I like some storylines. He burns so many calories that he does have to eat pretty much.
Yes.
And I remember the Flash movie was he had that watch that would count down to when
Mhm.
he needed to eat.
And to be
So I
perfectly
like that
honest,
they
I
did this.
really like that element of the
Yeah,
Flash. Yeah.
yeah, I like that they brought that into this
Mhm.
as well. There's a bunch of times where they were just like, the plan is to just make it so he needs to eat and can't actually focus on beating us up.
Mhm.
And they do it twice, and it's different every time, but it's still like that's just the move.
It's still the same hook. It's different, but it's not at the same time. They're still using his need to eat against him.
Yeah. So when Batman and Damian are in the Yakuza world,
Mhm.
they, as we talked about, Green Lantern right away is on their ass. They also have to deal with Aquaman, but Wonder Woman saves them, and Harley shows up for that part too, right? She's like,
Harley, yeah, she's
eh,
there. She's just like, oh, hey,
she's
let's
just like,
have
and
some
I'm here to
fun.
be crazy, but
Yeah.
she kind of lies about how like she makes it seem like she's always been there, which I
Hmm.
thought was a weird story beat, but they do make it seem like she was always there. And then, because she introduces herself like everyone else had been introducing themselves, but then they get back to Wonder Woman's place because she's part of the Amazone,
Mhm.
and just straight up, Batman's like, "Wait, aren't you just our Harley?" She's like, "Yeah, you got me."
Yeah.
And then like, I don't know if he strangles her, but he gets very physical with her, and Wonder Woman's like, "I don't know what your two deal is, but I'm not letting you touch her like that.
Mhm.
You need to back off."
Yeah.
And Batman has to be like, "I respect that you respect human life." Okay. And I was
Yeah.
like, "Well, why were you getting so aggressive with her though?"
It
But
was a
yeah,
weird scene for sure. It was a very weird scene.
but yes, because she's such a big part of Batman Ninja One,
Hmm.
they have to establish, oh yeah, you put me in jail, but I just broke right out, came
Hmm.
here. I
Hmm.
only have half a day head start on you, and I'm already fitting in way better than you guys will ever fit in.
Yeah. It's hilarious. It's hilarious.
So yeah, there's that where but that basically forces her to be like, I'm not going to be on the same side as a Batman and Robin, so
Hmm.
I'm out, Wonder Woman. Thanks for all your help.
Hmm.
Um, but I do like that later on. Wonder Woman's like, hey, like I'm on your side. I will never let people hurt a woman.
Hmm.
Like I'm here to protect everybody, but I'm certainly looking out for you as a woman. And I was
Hmm.
like, oh, that's good.
Yeah.
I just respect Wonder Woman in this movie.
Yeah, Woman's she's got the best like arc out of everyone in the sense where it's just like, oh yeah, honor amongst thieves. I'm down with that.
Yeah. But I do like that because Flash was in Gotham
Mhm.
and we haven't met Superman yet. Batman has to be like, wait, is there a guy that's really fast and then a guy who can shoot lasers and fly? She's like,
Yeah.
you know who you're talking about? You're talking about these people, and
Mm.
he's just like, all right.
Yeah.
I guess I have plans for them too, but yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Um,
I actually like the explanation he gave to the rest of the Bat family when he goes back to Gotham in the sense where it's like, oh no, this is gonna be the easiest thing
yeah,
ever. They've been all like siloed in their own universe. They've
yeah,
never
they don't know
learned how to
fight.
fight properly. And it's like, oh, this is gonna be the easiest thing ever. I'm like, man, I've never heard Batman underestimate anything before. That was wild.
And
That
the way the movie works, he's not even wrong. He's just, like, I don't even think like the only time he has to work hard is
Mhm.
because of who the leader really is.
Yes.
Everything else seems like it's just working the way he wanted it to work.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, but yeah, Joker's also in it,
For like a
and
hot minute.
he helps Batman not get killed by the Superman of this universe.
Hmm.
Batman's like, wait, so you saved me so you could kill me later? That's stupid. And he's like, come on. Don't worry, but I love that effect of like when it's like a hologram, but it can get like big or small, however
Yes.
you want. I really like that. But yeah, when Superman shows up, it's not really to kill. He's just like, I'm coming here to get Damian in particular, which then I'm like, oh, so it is Ra's al Ghul who's the um that main bad guy. And Batman's like, does he refer to me as the detective? He's like, yeah.
He's like,
And he's
what
like,
does he call me? Yeah, he's like, ugh, I know who it is.
And I was like, why wouldn't Damian know that? Right? I know we're doing a lot of Fantastic Four retread here, but I was like, it feels like you'd know what your grandfather calls your dad.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
basically doesn't call him anything but the detective.
Yes.
But yeah, he's like, wait, who, why, what's this? I'm like, oh god. Anyway, so yeah, Ra's al Ghul's whole plan is, I created a world in the way I wanted it to be created, and I'm gonna pass this off to you, Damien, if you're down. Which obviously Damien's like, nope. And he's like, wow, can't believe you're still down to be a good guy. All right, well, then I'm gonna just put you in a like cage.
Yeah. He puts him in a claw machine thing. Very, very. This movie is so funny because it's not taking itself seriously and it's leaning
No.
into all those elements, in which case I'm just like, okay, this is way more entertaining because of that. It's just like, yeah, okay, you got set up in what is a gotcha machine, basically. I'm like,
Yeah.
that's actually hilarious. And it's filled with like sushi, that because like during that scene they're eating sushi together and Damien orders a California roll.
And he's like, yeah, here, you have more California rolls.
It's
But-
so funny.
Yeah, because he's like, oh, like sushi rice, the way you can put it together with all these different flavors, but it depends on whose mouth it's going into. And he's like, California roll, please. And he's just like,
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah,
Yes.
Ra's al Ghul created the origami system
Yeah.
with a, can't remember what kind of engine.
The quantum engine or
Nah, it's
something
not
like
quantum,
that.
but
I
it's
don't know
something
what
like
it
that.
is.
Quake
It's
engine.
a Quake engine.
It's a
Sure.
Quake engine. But yeah, so he basically folded in a bunch of different what if scenarios
Mhm.
and created this world, which I thought was interesting.
Yes.
Even visually, when you see how he's explaining it and using an origami sheet,
Mhm.
it's really cool. But it also is attached to the sushi thing he was bringing up earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked it. I didn't really know why he was doing it, other than the bad guy's got to do something bad. But he's like, yeah, this is just the way I want the world to be. So
I think he did it largely to remove the Justice League from the actual Earth, and then so it'd be easier to conquer and all that kind of stuff. But like,
I guess he just wants the actual Earth. But I was just like, you could just make a universe for yourself.
he basically did.
But that's
with
what I'm saying.
the
Like,
Japan.
you could just
I'm
do
just
that,
like,
and then you don't
why?
need to do the rest of it.
Yeah, and that's the part I was confused about. I'm just like, wait, what? Like, I get the motivation why Batman and Damian want to be like, let's fix this because
Yeah,
Japan's off the map. Like, it's just
Yeah,
not
like, oh, Japan's
there
gone now,
anymore.
yeah.
Yeah, so it's just like we need to get Japan back and all this kind of stuff and restore balance to the world that was. And I'm like, okay, that makes sense. But the Ra's al Ghul part, where it's just like, oh, you've successfully conquered this. You're the leader here. You've
Unless it really
got
was just to
Superman under
fuck
your
with Batman.
control. Yeah,
If it
or
is
to
just
get
to like,
Damian.
I want. Yeah, well, that's the specific thing
Mhm.
of like, obviously he could have had any Damien, but
Yeah.
he chooses the real, what we understand to be the real Damien,
Mhm.
and specifically like, and the good thing about this is I've now changed my plan so that I will just drop this world on Gotham and take out Gotham. So
Right.
it felt like, oh, okay, I guess it's just really directed at Batman, like to
Yeah.
upset him.
It
Because
did
it
seem
feels like he could
personal.
have just had a great time and never had to think about Batman again.
That's exactly what it seemed like.
But
That's
then he was
that's why
like,
to
but
me I'm like
now I'm going to
race.
involve him and
Yeah.
risk having this be taken away from me.
Yeah, that to me I'm like the whole question to me is like, Raish, what are you doing? You already
Yeah.
won. You got your thing. Like, what are you doing here? And I guess like, well, his thing is always immortality and all that kind of stuff, right? So passing it on to Damien
Hmm.
does make sense for that legacy aspect of everything. But at the same time, I'm just like, did you need that, Damien, dude? Like,
Exactly.
what are you doing?
Yeah,
Um,
I don't know.
but yeah.
Because I liked how they just hung out and ate sushi for a little bit. There
Yeah.
wasn't any danger there because he's like, yeah, that's my grandfather.
Yeah.
I don't care.
I like how the entire time he's like, "Oh, you're the worst grandfather
Hmm.
ever." That was so funny. I'm like, if there's ever a
He's like, you're
moment where
still trying to take over
Damien,
the world. Oh,
when there's ever a moment where Damien's brattiness actually like kicks in and I like it, it's those moments where it's like, "Oh yeah, you suck, Grandpa." Like, what are you doing?
yeah, because he's not necessarily bratty in this,
No, he's
except for
not.
at the end. But I also understand because the top
Yes.
knot comes back, and I'm like, yeah, man, that sucks. That doesn't look great for your
Yeah.
world.
And at his age, I'm like, yeah, I get why that would be a cause of concern. Like,
Yeah,
I totally get it, and it's just like, yeah, it's silly. But even then, he's not. You're right. He's not being that big of a brat in this. He's just being a brat towards a situation. I'm like, yeah, why would you go with this?
yeah.
Like,
He's just like, what? No, I'm not doing this.
yeah,
Um, yeah, I really like the Superman in this when, especially when he's like, well, no, this is I am the good guy because everyone else is a bad, which is technically what they set up, that it's just a
hmm
bunch of bad guys. And they need to. So he's like, so this is how we keep the other bad guys in check
hmm
by me just lording over them with Ra's al Ghul,
yeah,
and then we got to go stop the people in your Gotham because they're bad guys. And Batman's like, you only here are there no innocent people in my world. They're like it's majority innocent people, and and I like that he was like, oh, I like that that was like how he kind of got started his path to changing.
yeah.
That he was like, oh, okay, I don't want to hurt innocent people, but it seems like that's what I would be doing.
Yeah, because in this Japan too, I think we forgot to say that like literally everyone's a Yakuza
Yeah,
member, and the concept of innocence in from that perspective just I guess does not exist. But
yeah, they're just like, hey, look, we gotta just stop all the bad guys.
yeah,
We are bad guys, but like everybody's gonna be the bad.
yeah,
Versus the Wonder Woman, as we've already stated, who is just like, no, there's still people that need to be protected in this world.
mhm,
I'm not down with just hurting everybody. Um, but I do like, I guess people will hear that episode after this. We did the Batman Superman movie,
mhm,
World's Finest, where they have some friction, but I like the friction in this as well. But this makes sense as the one that is further down the line with Batman being like,
mhm,
you're nothing like Superman. Like, at least Diana's like Wonder Woman, you're nothing like him because he would do the right thing even if he didn't have his powers.
mhm,
And yes, he physically beats him up, but I like that he mentally is
mhm,
doing things to push him and be like, what you represent or like who you're based off of would hate you. And I'm
mhm.
like, this is some cool stuff here.
Yeah, I will say that that's because and this is the one thing in anime that I'm just like I don't love that, even though they do it in Marvel, and I'm well aware of this, but that they'll have full on debates during a fight scene and all that kind of stuff.
Mm.
That was the only one that felt right to me, that actually made sense. Like all the other debates were just like, oh no, this is just hashing out drama. But to me, I'm like that Batman versus Superman fight that actually made sense because Batman was, like you said, pushing the mental aspect of
He
Clark or
needs all
Kal-El
of
in that
them
world.
to get back to what they should be.
Yes.
Um, it seemed like he was. I mean, he didn't really care about Green Lantern, but it seemed like he was a little bit more vindictive with Aquaman.
Yes.
It did feel like he was kind of like, well, I'm gonna love this. Watch what I do, this asshole. Because he's the one that he says the line like, "Nothing more dangerous than when your friend turns on you," and I'm like, "Yikes! You already beat him. Why are you talking to him like that?"
Oh yeah.
But yeah, they also introduced a thing that I found very fun, which was the science ninja stuff.
Oh yeah,
I
every
was
time
just
they
like,
said like science ninja attack, like full more of whatever, I'm like, this is why I think this is so much more fun than the first one.
because at first I'm like, oh, they wouldn't do that because they didn't like the Alfred presentation of.
Right.
But then it was like, nah, they're still gonna do it. They just don't want to do it his way,
Hmm.
because I think the first time we hear Science Ninja is Nightwing beating Green Lantern,
Yeah.
like, which I also like that they brought out his disco suit for this,
Mhm. Yes.
his 70s disco suit, and I also like that fighting a Green Lantern he had yellow because
Hmm.
that's like the color they can't work with that well.
Yeah.
Uh, I thought all of that put in a bunch of lore together nicely in a fun fight
Yes.
that ends comically because she's like, I'm gonna just beat you. You all you did was piss me off. You're not even. And then he just blows a dart in her neck, and he's like, oh, I was never in there. Science ninja. I was like, this is great. What a great
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, it was so ridiculous and over the top, and I'm like, those are the parts I do like. It's fun,
Yeah. Um.
and that is a very anime thing too. So
Oh yeah.
it's yeah, it's very anime.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I really appreciated that. I made it seem like it was like a singular thing. I'm hoping everyone involved in the making was adding parts that they like
Hmm.
from their culture and celebrating it, or at least just having fun doing riffs on it.
Hmm.
And yeah, that really worked for me, the science ninja stuff. And just they would change animation styles to like give different eras and different
Hmm.
feels. Um but yeah, as I alluded to, the way they take down Aquaman, I was like, this seems like a bit much considering the scene before it.
Hmm.
It felt like Aquaman was already going to change for Wonder Woman,
Hmm.
like because he saves her, and
Yeah.
he admits to Harley like, oh yeah, like we knew each other, we would play together as kids,
Hmm.
and so and she was like, yeah, you gotta do better. And then he comes to save her, but then Batman just drags him off, and then he's rightfully pissed off at that point. He's like, hey, what are you doing?
Yeah.
And Batman's like, I'm gonna get you. And I was just like, oh, like he was doing the right thing, and you stopped it. And then he just traps him in a like sound barrier, and he's like, you just think that the water works for you, but the tides are turning. And I was like, there's something you don't like about Aquaman in every
Yeah.
world, it feels like.
Yeah, it feels like he really doesn't like Aquaman.
I found that
I
to be very funny.
I don't get why. I've started watching the Justice League TV show and
Hmm.
all that kind of stuff, but I haven't seen any of that disdain towards Aquaman yet.
Oh, I thought like at
But
least
it's
for his
funny how
first
it's
episode,
here.
he's still considered like an antagonist, Aquaman.
Yeah.
Um, so I guess they always have them at odds for a little bit, and I think
Hmm.
in the New 52 when it starts, he's definitely at odds with Green Lantern, but he might
Sure.
not be on good terms with Aquaman either.
Hmm.
Um, so maybe that's just a comic thing I'm not aware of, but I found it very funny in this because they were clearly showing that he was turning a corner, and then
Yep.
Batman just made things worse. It's like yoink, and he's just like, "What are you doing?"
I had to rewatch that scene. So I'm just like, wait, did Batman just fuck up that whole situation?
Yes,
And I rewatched it. I'm like, yes, he did. This is so weird. It's so
yeah.
weird. But
I didn't get that choice, but also I knew they needed to do a science ninja on all the bad guys. So
yeah.
what are you gonna do? The Flash thing was so elaborate that they somehow got him on a treadmill, and early in the movie they show these things that look like, I feel like, the neck fans that people have now, but
Yeah.
they're just to do hologram stuff,
Hmm.
which is cool. But they somehow got that on Flash and got him on a treadmill, so he thinks he's chasing them, and like we said, they just make him use up all his energy
Yeah.
until he's uh, ready for them, and then I like that Red Hood was like, this doesn't really feel like a win. And I was like, yeah, who cares, man? Like or is it? I think that's Red Robin, who's just like, who
Yeah,
cares? We did it. Like,
yeah.
obviously, it would have been worse if he was the real Flash, but we just did it. Which I think was also playing into what Batman said about like these people don't know what they're doing.
Yeah,
They've only fought each other. They don't know what's going on.
they've only fought other Yakuza members, really. They don't know what to do. Which is
But
hilarious to me because I'm just like, when Batman had that dialogue where he's underestimating people, and I'm like, that's weird and out of character. I legit thought that that was going to come back in part of this thing and
yeah,
bite him in
no,
the butt.
no.
It just literally is like, yeah, this was the easiest takedown of the Justice League of all time.
He like yeah. So they do that, and then Superman shows up, and I thought they did a good job of taking him. They didn't take him out the bar. I thought they did a good job because like it just felt like Red Hood was always prepared, and so
Mhm.
he shoots off the distraction missiles, and Superman's like, haha, and they shoot like kryptonite at him, and he breaks it, like kind of like in Batman versus
Mhm.
Superman. And he's like, "Are you guys joking?" And then I was like, "No, they got him because they topple a building on him." And I was like,
Yeah.
"That's cool." But then they're like, "We got to get out of here. We're not this. This is not sustainable." But then Batman comes back and saves them and does his science ninja, which was get Superman to strategically set off the right angles he needed to trap him in kryptonite.
Yeah.
And I was just like,
And
"Wow,
then to reflect the radiation of the red sun.
yeah."
And he goes like, "Oh, back on your world." He goes through the whole exposition, and I'm like, "Oh man, I don't know if you're just showing off at this point."
He is. It's like it's what you said. Like this is not coming back to bite him in the ass. He just knew that he could beat these people,
Yeah.
and that it would be easier than doing it to the real Justice League.
It's the most ridiculous thing because I'm just like, it's so out of character for Batman. It's just so out of
Yeah,
character.
because
But
he's like, you got to plan, but you never know what'll actually happen. But this guy was just like, no, I've got plans, and I know they're too stupid to stop them.
yeah, it's so dumb and it's so weird. But I'm like, okay, sure. But yeah, he takes him out with kryptonite crop dusters and all that kind of stuff. And
But he leaves him with the thought of what
yes,
the real Superman would be like.
yeah,
And that eats at him more, which I like.
yes,
But he
I
also gets some
really like
good
that.
punches in with his
Yes,
kryptonite knuckles. But even even then, he's just like, oh, by the way, this thing, the real Superman gave this to me to keep him in check.
yeah,
So just remember that. Um, but yeah, he does that. He gets them. So their big plan is to go get that Quake engine and turn it off.
yeah.
More so destroy it, but also obviously turn it off, but destroy it so it can't be used again.
Mhm.
And Ra's al Ghul's like just he thinks he's too many steps ahead. He's most steps ahead of most of the people in this
Mhm.
movie, and they can't see it anymore.
Mhm.
And he basically goes, "Yeah, like I wouldn't take a gamble on this." And then Batman, I like that they showed Batman actually thinking. He's like, all right, well then this is just what we're gonna do. And he's like, because we have like we've interacted with this before in the last movie, and whatever the details are that make this make sense,
Mhm.
that if they stand a certain way and use the energy that's coming off of them, they'll still be
Mhm.
able to visualize the Quake engine. And so Batman and the rest of the Bat family who are present, not the Batgirl or Batwoman,
Mhm.
um, make it show up, but then I feel like they should have thought about this. Rachel was just like, "Oh, no, I'll just take this away. All right,
Yeah.
you go do whatever you want. Bye." So then they had to spend time getting him back, but also Wonder Woman gets knocked out of the building.
Yeah.
And at this time, that origami system type thing, they say the recoil from that forces all of the other Justice League members to basically experience all the different versions of themselves and
Mhm.
obviously see like, oh, I should be like that. These are the good guys.
Mhm.
And it's funny that it happens to Wonder Woman because I feel like she's just like, yeah, I know. That
Yeah.
it's acting like she's like, what's going on? But it's just like everyone else is having this experience of like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And she's just kind of like, this is annoying. I already know what I want to do, and I'm doing the right thing.
Yeah, I'm glad that's her reaction to it because I'm like, yeah, you're just straight up Wonder Woman. That's
Hmm.
all you're doing. The only difference is that you're like, oh, I didn't know my name was Diana.
Yeah,
Like,
this
or
it's
actually, she didn't know her name was Wonder Woman, and she's like, your friend there called me that. Like,
yeah.
oh, yeah, that's it. But she is Wonder Woman.
Yeah, she's Wonder Woman, and I like the visuals of like you seeing all the different versions of them, and
Mhm.
I feel like they have different animation styles as well.
Yeah, that
It's
was really
really cool.
cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
Uh, but yeah, they basically all realize, oh, okay, and they spend more time with Superman, obviously, who
Mhm.
gets a literal handout from the or a hand like helping hand from the real Superman, who still doesn't have any boots on, but that's
Yeah, I found that weird
what are
too.
they doing?
That was
But
weird too, right? I'm just
yeah, it
like,
was
wait,
weird, but
why?
yeah, I
Because
don't
he's
know.
got everything else on. Like, why? But
But the
hey,
important thing we forgot to say is that at this point they are trying to fight to stop the Quake engine, but
yep.
they already literally fired off a bunch of Yakuza back into Gotham
Mhm.
with the Flash, which I found interesting.
Yeah.
Because he does this like poetic thing, but then you realize it's not that poetic because he is literally putting them into chambers of a gun and
Mhm.
shooting them. Because they were like, oh yeah, like we just gotta use the Flash's speed force and we can get up there. But
Yeah.
then the Robin, well, the former Robin, stopped that,
Mhm.
and then they're like, okay, use the gun, and I was like, wow, there was no stopping this. They just
Yeah.
got a gun that all these Yakuza are cool to go into.
Which was the most ridiculous thing in the world from a visual standpoint. I'm like, y'all just shooting people up in the sky
Yeah.
and with no parachutes or anything like that. I'm like, how were they supposed to survive the fall? It was so weird. But
Uh,
yeah.
I just realized there's another part I missed that I found very interesting, which was Wonder Woman's back home and she gets a turtle messenger.
Oh yeah.
The turtle's like, "Yeah, well, Aquaman's challenging you to a fight," and she's like, "Well, I have to. Like, it's a duel. I gotta do it.
Yeah.
I gotta respect that." And but when she gets there, again, more evidence that Aquaman wasn't really committed to being the bad guy.
Hmm.
He's like, before we start, I just want you to know I don't actually want to fight. I
Yeah.
just I want us to be on the same side. Obviously, he wants her to go to the wrong side, but he is like, could we just not fight and you just join me based on our history?
Hmm.
And she's like, nah, I'm gonna fight you. But when she says that, Green Lantern comes and has captured all of the Amazona, and it's Harley has to help with that, right?
Yeah. Harley helps with that. Harley helps with a lot, surprisingly, in this movie. And I'm just genuinely
And the
like,
movie next week.
but
So I feel like
why?
everyone's just like, "Hey, man, Harley's great."
Yeah.
But yeah, she's like, "No, no, no, you," because the Amazone also say it like, "Don't worry about us. You got to do the duel out of
Hmm.
respect and honor." And Harley Quinn is like, "If they're not playing fair, I don't have to play fair. I'll just go fight her."
Hmm.
And then they keep fighting. But I really like that part of Harley being like, "I can't actually leave you. You were too cool for me when I got here."
Yeah. Yeah. I like that Harley's got elements of that, like honor amongst thieves and all that kind of stuff too.
Because I feel like most versions of her do have that of like
Yes.
you could just like we're gonna steal things and do the
Hmm.
bad thing, but also like if we're all on the same page, there's no need for me to cross you or anything like that.
Right.
She's usually just upset that people cross. Well, the Joker crosses her, and he does
Yeah.
in this movie too,
Hmm.
because he shows up when Superman shows up, and he's like, "Harley, you deal with this," and she's like, "What?"
Yeah, because yeah,
And
the
she
Joker's
almost
like,
dies.
you fight Superman, you got this, you can take it. It's the most ridiculous thing because I 100% agree. Like Harley, independent of Joker, when she's separated from Joker, she does have that code that she follows very loosely. But when she's with Joker, because that's such a toxic relationship, then all goes to hell because of him.
Hmm.
Um, so it's very important that yeah, she's got elements of that, which makes sense to why she's helping out.
Yeah,
But at the same time, I'm like, oh, she's helping out a lot more in this movie than I thought she would.
I like that they usually align it with just I'm helping Wonder Woman. If
Yeah.
anyone else gets residual help from that, fine. But I'm helping Wonder Woman,
Hmm.
which is why I thought that conversation about I'm going to help you because you're a woman was important.
Hmm.
Uh, but yeah, even at the end when she has to help and Batman's trying to give her shit, she's like, "I'm not gonna help if you're using that word. Like, if you're gonna use that tone with me."
Yeah.
And then he's like, "Well, you're just here for Wonder Woman, and also you don't want Gotham to be crushed." And she's like, "Yeah, true, true." But like, it was like Wonder Woman had to ask for her help.
Yeah.
She wasn't gonna do this just for Batman's sake.
Yeah. I do not understand how Batman is like taking that tone with her in that situation.
He just hates Harley and Joker in this movie.
I guess so.
I was just like, yeah, I guess so, but she's showing that she'll help.
Mm-hmm. Because yeah,
Also,
she does like multiple
if you
times.
respect Wonder Woman and Wonder Woman's cool with her, then you got to give her at least a little bit of time.
That's what bothered me in this is like that first scene where it's like you can't fight, you're both guests in my house. Is like I respect that you respect this code, and I'm just like, well then, wouldn't the next step be that you would be a frenemy with Harley at some point, like at least a
Or
little
just
bit more
work
open
with
to
her
it?
to like get
Yeah,
to the because he's just like, what do you want? I was like, all right, settle down.
yeah, yeah. I'm just like it's a weird Batman. It's a weird Batman in this,
I
and
would
this is
agree.
one of those things where I'm like, is it weird because of the setting? Is it weird just because this is like quote unquote multiverse kind of story in that sense where it's like, okay, whatever. But I'm like, this is not a Batman that I'm used to. Him underestimating things. Just I'm used to Batman being mean for no reason whatsoever. Because listen to the Justice League, no, the world's finest episode that we
Oh
recorded.
yeah, yeah.
Because there's a lot of him being mean for no reason whatsoever. But like him just underestimating people, that was like the weirdest thing. And I keep coming back to that, but that's how weirded out I am by it.
Yeah, I don't think I was that weirded out, but I also was like, you're making some weird choices with Harley
Mhm.
and Aquaman in particular.
Yeah.
It also, what was? Oh yeah, when before things really kick off and he's just back with Wonder Woman and Harley,
Mhm.
Wonder Woman's like, "Oh, surely you're a leader," and he's like, "No, I'm not." And then even Harley,
Mhm.
like, I feel like that's respect for her to be like, of course he like
Mhm.
everybody in the Gotham Underworld's afraid of how like well he leads his Bat family,
Yeah.
and like it's annoying, but he is a leader of the
Yeah.
Bat family, and she's like, "Oh yeah, that makes total sense," and he's like, "Be quiet, stop talking," and then that doesn't make sense, and Robin's like, "I mean, it does kind of make sense." He's like, "You shut up," and I'm like, What's going on here?
Yeah.
Stop being so rude to people."
Yeah.
I don't
It's
even know what
definitely
he's trying to
weird.
hide at that point.
Because I mean, it's like it's already established that Wonder Woman's like kind of your ally at that point. So it's just like I get why you would be like, don't say anything to Aquaman if Aquaman has us captured and all that kind of stuff. But like, I mean, like Wonder Woman
Harley
was
Quinn is
housing you
just
and all
saying
that kind of
readily
stuff.
available information. She's not like he's Bruce Wayne. He lives here. She's just like
Yeah,
he's Batman and he leads the Bat family.
yeah. It's
Which
yeah.
is like,
She's
yeah,
saying
that is what
reputational
happens.
stuff, and that is his reputation that he's worked for. It's like, yeah, that's it. So I don't get why he's like, I'm not really a leader.
Yeah.
That seems weird to me.
I only took it in the moment of him trying to hide something. I'm like, but you never really got me to understand
Hmm.
what you're hiding because
Yeah.
again, I don't get the sense she knows who he really is, so that's not up for
Hmm.
any. There's no danger there. Also, your plan would have been to just never visit this world again, and it wouldn't matter.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you're just gonna
It's.
set everything right here and leave.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, telling Robin to shut up didn't really make sense outside of like if it's just a comedic beat. But I was just like, it just seemed too mean for me to
Yeah.
laugh at.
Yeah. Especially because I'm like, that's your son, dude. Like,
Yeah,
don't tell your kid to shut up.
but that's the other thing is even Superman knows it's his son. He's like, "Oh yeah, no, I know you want to save your son, but that's not happening." I'm like, so everyone knows like the important information here.
Yeah.
Because even if that was the information he wanted to hide, like what his real relationship to these people are, it's like they
Yeah.
already know that you are his father.
Because that
That's
would
like
make
it
sense.
doesn't matter what your name is at that point. It's
Yes.
just like yeah, like you're going to care because it's your son.
Yeah. And it's not like your name would matter in this
Yeah,
world where it's like, okay, all that exists is Yakuza Japan in this world. Gotham does not exist. So it's like, if you say Bruce Wayne, they're going to be like, why are you speaking weird? That's not a Japanese
Yeah,
name.
and no one
Like,
cares.
no one cares. So it's just like it's really weird. And like the only information where he's like, "Hey, shut up, Damien's like, okay, if he's in like, oh, that's my dad." I'm like, "Yeah, you shouldn't be revealing that because that makes it
To
very easy to manipulate him later
It
on or
wouldn't
something
work
like
in
that."
front of Harley. But if
Exactly.
everyone else there knows, I feel like Harley knows. But
Yeah.
it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I as you said, Harley is very helpful in this,
Yes.
especially when she's trying to annoy Green Lantern. She's like, jump, he jumps, stop jumping around, stop jumping
It's really funny. I like it a
around.
lot.
And when Wonder Woman got the duel challenge and she
Mhm.
starts singing, I loved that Harlequin tried to like hide from it, and it didn't matter. She just Wonder Woman just burst into the room to sing to her, and I'm like, no, there's no hiding from this. Everyone has to be involved.
Yeah. Yeah. This is her moment. It's a J-pop thing.
Yeah.
I
Um,
yeah.
I like the music as well,
Yeah.
like the different kinds.
Mhm. There was definitely a lot of throw like and this is I realized while we're reviewing this why this was so much better to me than the first one is because the first one was set in like feudal Japan
Hmm.
where it's like, oh, okay, that time era was super super serious and like it matched Batman's vibe very very well, but it didn't make for a fun thing other than, oh, Joker looks cool in Japanese anime
I
and
thought
all that kind
people
of stuff.
looked cool. I
Yeah.
don't remember that movie,
Yeah.
and
I
I
don't remember it either.
yeah, I was
But
just like, yeah,
this
it looks good.
is one where I'm like, I'm gonna remember because I'm like, oh yeah, Wonder Woman does J-pop before a big pivotal fight scene.
Hmm.
That's awesome. And it's got all these references to Japanese culture and lore in the 90s and all that kind of stuff and early 2000s. And they fuse that together with the design of a bunch of other Batman things, like the Batmobile in this has like references to the Frank Miller Batmobile.
Hmm.
And that suit that he wears in the end with the ridiculous bat on it, I'm like, that represents something else too. So I'm like, this is actually quite cool versus that one was just like, okay,
They
this is
had
just a
one good
completely
idea.
different setting.
They
Yes.
had one good idea, which was, what if we just set it up in feudal Japan?
Mhm.
And I'm sure people like that just fine. I just
Yeah.
remember being like, it just looks good, and that's cool.
Yeah.
But for this movie, I was just like, I am genuinely engaged, and I care about the
Mhm.
characters,
Yeah.
and I'm having a lot of fun. As I said, I don't necessarily understand all the references,
Mhm.
but I just enjoyed that it felt. It's all animated, but it still felt somewhat like a multimedia project, and I just
Yes.
liked the creativity of that. It didn't feel gimmicky. It didn't feel like they were trying too hard. I was just like, no, it feels like they just enjoy what they're doing,
Mhm. Mhm.
and expressing it in different ways through animation.
Mhm. And you can tell like the people that made this one were like, yeah, they loved so much more the Japanese culture of the 90s and early 2000s and all that kind of stuff and put that love into this project a lot more than they were like in the previous one. It was, I don't know if it's the same people, but they're like, yeah,
That's
Japan's
Japan.
all right, but we want to get to here. We want to get to the 90s Japan, which is like the fun Japan. I do agree. The 90s Japan was just wild and silly. It was great.
Let me see if it's the same. Yeah, same director.
Yeah.
Although I feel like there's two directors on this one,
Mm.
but one of them is. Oh, did I get that wrong? No, yeah, he did Batman Ninja, and there's a second director
Mhm.
on this one.
Mm.
So maybe that director helped bring the fun.
Yeah, it works. It works because I'm just like I if it's too serious, like an actual anime without the silliness, then I'm like, oh no,
Mm.
that's what I dislike the most. But this had the silliness, and I'm like, all
This,
right, we got something going on that I can enjoy.
yeah, like when Rachel Ghoul's explaining his origami system, and
And he's got that like
David's got like a
snore
snot bubble.
bubble.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a snorble. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just like, and I was like, see, I don't fully understand what's happening here, but I get through context what's going on here, and I
Yeah.
like it.
Yeah. It's so silly that I'm like, all right, great. This is fun. It works.
Uh, sorry, but yeah, the ending is also has a cool moment where, for whatever reason, Batman puts I guess they call it the Bat Phoenix, in
Yep.
stealth mode. So before I know he's doing that, I'm like, how is he just floating through the sky like this? And
Yeah.
Ra's al Ghul goes like, how is he doing this? And I was like, okay, so the movie understands how I feel. And then it just goes out of like cloaking mode. I'm like, oh, yeah, this just looks cool. I don't even know what the
Yeah.
purpose of this would be.
Yeah, it was just a cool look, and I'm like, all right, that was fun. I think there was one point in the end of the movie, I thought this was what you're gonna talk about, where they have like the five force field thing pulling the engine and all that kind of stuff, where he just takes the MacGuffin that basically Raish takes and is like, you can't work this machine without this part, and just runs off. When he grabs it and just literally chucks it up in the sky, and it
And then
was
it
like
drops.
and then it falls, and I'm just like, that's a piece of a machine that needs to be fitted into something. You literally just
I
chucked it up in the sky and thought that was gonna work.
In my head, because I was so on board with this movie, I'm like, oh, Raish must have done that. Because I
Yeah,
was like, I remember him being like, okay, cool, he has it. And
yeah.
then he throws it and just falls. I'm like, what? Surely Raish did something. Like the same
Nope.
way Raish was able to make it disappear, surely he shifted. Because I was just like, why did he think that was going to work? And everything else up until this point had been working for him. So I was just like, okay, he just didn't account for it. That's what I was talking about when
Yeah.
I said the only person he really has to work hard with is Ra's al Ghul.
It's true. It's true. It was just weird because then this is the moment where Harley comes in, grabs it, and actually sticks it in
Yeah,
properly.
I
And I'm
was
just
like,
like,
good.
great. That was dumb,
Why didn't
Batman. Why did you just chuck it up in the air
I
like
guess
that?
at that point he doesn't know who else can help, but just like you just threw it. You should have held on to it until you'd
Yeah,
had a better plan.
yeah, exactly. Because to me, I'm just like, that clearly looks like it's encased in glass. So like if it fell, it would have broken and the whole plan would like that's a dumb risk for you to take. And
Hmm.
it's like and you had already left the force field already to be taking care of Wonder Woman in that fight. So it's not and like the four other
Yeah.
Bat family members were holding it together. So it's a really weird decision ultimately. It's just like you're just gonna chuck it up in the air. I'm like,
Well,
okay.
this is why I just choose to believe, even though it's clearly not true, that Ra's al Ghul fucked with it when he threw it.
Yeah, I wanted to be like, oh, maybe there was a magnet kind of thing that helps it
Magnets.
attach, and then
It's magnets.
you reverse the polarity, and then Raish gets a science moment on you, Batman, and it's like the stupidest, like you can't have these poles, they propel each other or something like that. But no, it's literally Batman decided to chuck it up in the air, and
Yeah.
then not even to be like alley oop to Harley Quinn. It's just no, I'm just gonna chuck this up in the air. I'm like, this is the dumbest thing.
I'm gonna ask because I don't think that even happens in the same sequence.
It doesn't.
I think he does that, and then a bunch of movie happens, and they have to come back to it,
Mhm.
and that's when Harley's like, I'm here to help.
Yeah, it's so silly, and I'm like, what is happening?
No,
But
it's not great,
it's
but
not.
you know what? At
We
least we had a
do.
laugh about it.
Yeah, we had some great laughs about it, and we should say that it's at this point that Superman has been like, I have learned the error of my ways, and
And
actually
he's
tries to help
helping.
out
Yeah, he's like
because
pushing the tower back up,
yeah,
and Flash is helping get rid of all the Yakuza, and
mhm,
Green Lantern is helping all the things that are falling out of the sky onto Gotham.
yeah,
So yeah, and Arthur's helping. Or I keep calling him Arthur. Aquaman is helping as well by using the water to help Superman push the
yeah,
tower back up. So everyone is where they need to be, and obviously Wonder Woman has been helping the whole time, and she got the key player
mhm.
Harley to come back. What happened to Joker? Did he just stay in Gotham?
Joker just left.
Yeah.
He just left. He's like, I'm gonna do something else now. Bye. I'm
Well,
like,
yeah, he was probably
sure.
waiting for this to work out so he could kill Batman later, which was
Yeah,
his weird plan. I get it. They did a good job of having him be like, I'm not letting Superman kill Batman. It's
yeah.
gonna be me.
I like that too. I like that from the perspective of yeah, like how dare someone else take Batman away from
Yeah,
me?
especially Superman, who I
Yeah,
already don't like. It's not even another bad guy. It's like, no,
yeah,
I'm not letting that happen.
yeah. So like that makes perfect sense to me why the Joker was like, no, you can't spoil my
Yeah,
fun.
he's like pure chaos in this. Like
Yeah,
I from the moment he gets on screen, and I like the little drawings they did to show them breaking out of jail. He's just
hmm
like, but I feel like even when Batman calls him out, like, you're seriously just gonna leave uh Harley Quinn to fight Superman? He's like, what? No, I'm not abandoning her. I'm giving her the spotlight. And I was like, what a jerk. And then,
you
as I
jerk.
mentioned, Superman basically would have killed her if Wonder Woman didn't intervene.
Oh, 100%. because
she has to actually go back and heal after.
yes, yeah, it's ridiculous. The whole thing's ridiculous. But yeah, he literally just abandons her and then just doesn't come back for the rest of the movie.
Yeah. But we have to say he does help Batman get back to Gotham. It's like this
Yep.
weird thing where it's like, oh, he's there to help, but also do a terrible thing that makes
Yeah.
you be like, yeah, he's still the bad guy.
Like I wouldn't be surprised if like there's a third installment of this and it's like, oh, Joker now runs that Japan and
Right.
he's got to figure it out. Like that's where I feel like that could logically go of why they just like, oh, we just the Joker's not in this anymore after that one pivotal thing. But you know, that's what I think. But even then, didn't Joker like rule Japan in the first one
Yeah.
too? So I'm just like, oh, they're just rehashing that.
Well, I just like that
But
he wasn't really in this one because obviously he's
true.
such a big part of the first one.
Yeah,
And so they're giving Ra's al Ghul a chance to be the main bad guy.
true. True, true, true. And I like that he is just like purely chaotic in this and not like, oh yeah, I'm gonna try to do this, 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 and
He
this.
doesn't have a plan
He's
outside
just
of I
pure
am just
chaos.
going to get Batman out of this situation so I can kill him later.
Yeah, yeah.
Um yeah, I don't have many smart things to say about this movie. I don't know. I think as you said earlier, there's not like a it doesn't feel like there's a main thesis outside of
Mhm.
uh what I think they say late in the movie, but understanding who you really are. But that doesn't apply to any character other than the Justice League members.
Yeah, and even then,
Like
it's
Batman
like,
is not under any like who am I really? He's just like, no, I'm really good at what I do. It's
yeah.
like,
And he's
I
like,
don't
my
ever have
consciousness
to.
from regular Gotham applies here. So there was no
Yeah,
struggle for him. And then I'm like, there was no struggle for Wonder Woman. And then every other
but that's what I liked
Justice
about the
League
Superman
member.
thing. I
Yeah.
like the Superman thing of him being like, oh, like I really got this wrong.
Yes. Yes. But I think to like the idea of like, oh, we got to find out who we are toward the end. I'm like, that seems silly. These were all manipulated and raised under completely different situations. So how could they possibly even remember without knowledge that there was a different dimension where they existed differently and all that kind of stuff? But it's just to me, I'm like, and maybe this is just my disdain towards anime. I wasn't paying enough attention, but I'm like, was this just people like the last one, so let's do this one, but make it fun?
I gotta be honest, I don't remember the first one, but my memory of it wouldn't even have me believe that they even tried to bring anything from that first one into this. I think they were just because I should have known that it was a sequel, but I was just like, oh, they're gonna do Batman Ninja again, but versus I was like, yeah, cool, go for it. And
Mm-hmm.
then obviously there's the first 10 minutes that is beating you over the head with this is a sequel, this is a
Mm-hmm.
sequel, but it just felt like a completely different story to me,
Oh, it totally felt like a
and
different
I just
story.
enjoyed that because
Yeah.
I wasn't obviously as engaged in the first
Mm-hmm.
Batman Ninja as I was
Yeah.
with this one.
Yeah. Yeah. Because that was the for me the absolute type of anime where I'm like, yeah, this is just not my cup of tea for sure. At least this one, I'm like, okay, it's got elements of the funny silliness of Dragon Ball Z and Sailor Moon, because there is
Yeah,
that there are
I
definitely
did
those
watch
elements.
Sailor Moon, so I was like,
Yeah.
I get some of the visual cues here.
Yeah, yeah, I watched a little bit of Sailor Moon as well, so I'm like, okay, I get what they're doing here, and that's why it works a lot better for me because I'm like, yeah, I watched those two shows, and I didn't love Sailor Moon, but at the same time, I'm like, I didn't find it nearly as annoying as other animes and all that kind of stuff,
Hmm.
because there was elements where I'm like, yeah, she's kind of funny, and they keep calling her Meatball Head.
Yeah,
That's funny to me. Like,
because she's
just
got
keep doing
meatballs
that.
on her head.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she got meatballs in her head.
Um. Yeah. I just had a good time with this.
Yeah.
If people were looking for some kind of cultural lens for me to look at it, I don't have one. I was just like, hey man, I'm having fun. They're having fun.
Yeah.
Also, they used the Bat Family, which I feel never really gets done.
Hmm.
Certainly not in live action. So I was like, oh, we don't just have one Robin. We get the male Robins. Like that's
Hmm.
all I can say because there have been female Robins.
Yeah.
But like, I'm just like, yeah, cool. Dick Grayson's a part of it in a meaningful way. He gets
Hmm.
the first science ninja. This is all great stuff for
Hmm.
me.
Yeah.
Uh, is there anything else you want to say, or do you want to?
Not really. Yeah, it's definitely fun. I had a lot of fun with it and all that kind of stuff, but at the end of the day, it's still got those elements of anime that I don't like. So I
Yeah.
think that'll be reflective in my rating, which it sounds like we're going to do right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna give this an 8. I've had a thoroughly great time.
I am sitting at a 6.5.
You don't like anime,
I
fair
don't
enough.
like anime. Don't
There
like
we
anime.
go. There we go. Yeah, thank you very much for listening, everybody. As I mentioned, uh, if somehow you skipped this part, we are not doing Peacemaker until it's halfway through, and then we're gonna do the second half in separate episodes. So this episode this week you're hearing obviously was Batman Ninja versus Yakuza League, and next week we are doing Batman Superman movie World's Finest, and then we'll figure out what else we're doing until we get to the halfway mark of Peacemaker. But do not expect Peacemaker until the halfway mark.
That's right.
All right. Well, if you want to get in touch with us and let us know about our decision, you can hit us up on @TDFSpoiled on Instagram, Threads, TikTok, and YouTube. Our email is spoiledpodcast@gmail.com. You can go to tdfeverything.com/spoiledrotten and get all of our episodes and our coordinates. And we are on most podcast platforms, probably all of them, but I don't know. I can't say that for certain.
Yeah.
Most of them. So please rate, review, subscribe, share with your friends, follow, do all that good stuff. And we'll be back next week. Bye bye.
That's right. Cheers.
This has been a TDF Everything production, brah.